Hi guys, in this video I'm going to take you shopping at this place in Dongdaemun. Right now we're going to the toy alley area, but towards the end or middle of the street you can find a cluster of stationery stores, and they sell things that you could typically find at places like Morning Glory or Art Box or even in the Korean shopping malls. And supposedly they sell at wholesale prices, so this is probably where back in the old days before everything was done online, people could get cheap stationery items to sell in their actual stores. But before we get started, I wanted to give a big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I have loved using Skillshare to further my artistic passions. Recently I've been into watercolor painting, and there's so many different classes on how to paint watercolor florals. I recently took a class with Kanchan Kal on watercolor florals for beginners, and I learned how to paint this gorgeous tulip. But she really went through the process step by step to teach you different blending techniques and painting techniques using watercolors, which I can use for painting flowers on my own without the class. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for anyone who loves learning and wants to explore their creativity and learn new skills. I was interested in joining Skillshare because there are a lot of different fine art techniques that I would like to learn and explore, and I've really been able to do that with some of their online watercolor classes. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So back to shopping. I've definitely seen this Molong pencil set at a shopping mall in Seoul, and it was probably much more expensive than it was here. So if you guys want to get good deals on stationery, this is a great place to come. But the downside of shopping in a place like this is that you have to be really good at bargaining and comfortable with bargaining, because if you'll notice, everything is just laid out and it's really fun to look at, but then it's really unclear what the prices are, and the prices are never going to be marked in places like this. So you have to be able to communicate with the shop owners, and it's kind of expected, I think, that you will negotiate prices, and the shop owners just kind of, you know, look at you and assess you and determine what price they want to charge you. So if you seem like somebody who will easily pay a higher price, then they'll probably quote that price to you, and then you'll have to come back and offer something lower, and there's this negotiation process that happens. But if you don't speak Korean, then it can be really intimidating to engage in that process, and that's how I felt about it. So when I came here, I would spend a lot of time looking at stuff, but I would never actually buy anything because my Korean is not that great, and so unless my husband was there to communicate with me, then I would feel intimidated. I know that I shouldn't be shy about it, but even in English, I feel a little bit uncomfortable bargaining for prices because I'm just not really used to it, and so I have a hard time engaging in the bargaining process. And a lot of times when I shop, I forget that you're supposed to bargain, and I come away feeling like I didn't get the better end of the bargain when I shop at places like this and at the underground clothing shops. I always feel like I got ripped off in some way. So even though you can theoretically get good prices, a lot of that depends on how good you are at bargaining, and I am not good at it. And, you know, granted, I do have a little bit of a language barrier. I always try to communicate in Korean, even though it's not my strength, and people can probably identify me as a foreigner from my accent. But if you don't feel comfortable speaking Korean, I think a lot of people in Seoul do speak English because English is taught as a second language in schools. So people will probably understand some English, but they might not feel comfortable responding in English because I mean, I completely understand. I hesitate to speak Korean because my Korean is not that great. So I can understand how they feel when they're speaking English. So this is the stationery store that I always come to. I think I showed some footage of the front awning earlier in this video. If you guys end up going to Seoul, then maybe you can look out for this store. But this is a store that seems to have a lot of stationery. A lot of the other shops in this alley sell toys and like a mix of stationery and toys and things like slime. But this one seems to focus exclusively on stationery. And I have purchased stacks of notebooks here in bulk. At the end of the video I'll do a short haul and show you some of the things that I purchased here, but actually we've ended up using a lot of those things already, so I don't know where they are. Like, my kids use the notebooks just to write and draw in. But these are the kind of notebooks that you can find at places like Morning Glory and Artbox, at least in Korea, for about, I don't know, anywhere from 1 to 3,000 won each, which is about $1 to $3 US. So hopefully you can get them for cheaper prices at the store. I don't know if, you know, the prices are still good, because I lived in Seoul I guess it's been like 3 years ago now, so the prices may have increased slightly, but yeah, in theory you should be able to get things for a little bit cheaper here. And probably if you're buying in bulk, or if you have a wholesale license, maybe you can get an even better deal on a whole bunch of really cute stationery. But if you're coming from another country and you don't really know what the prices are, it might be kind of hard to figure out how much you should be paying for something. So I would actually recommend going to places like Morning Glory or Artbox or the Alpha Store and just try to get a sense of how much things cost in Korea. And then if you want to buy things wholesale, then in theory it should be cheaper than what the retail price is. So that'll kind of help you get a better sense of pricing and how much you should be paying for things. As you can see, this store is super junky and disorganized. And I feel like there has to be a better way to purchase these things. I mean, they must have some sort of website or online system, because I can't imagine, you know, people just coming to this store to buy wholesale goods. But I don't know, maybe that's how they do it. So this was the biggest stationery store that I saw in this Dongdaemun area. There are a lot of other smaller stores that don't really have the same selection. Like, this one has a lot of character merchandise and really cute stuff. Not necessarily character merchandise, but just sort of that cute art box look. And so some of the other stores have plainer office goods, a lot of Monami pens and things like that. This area looked really fun. But, you know, when I come to these kind of places, sometimes I feel just overwhelmed, and so I end up buying like one thing, or just coming around and looking and buying nothing, because there's just so much to look at and dig through. And then I feel a little bit intimidated about negotiating for prices. So a lot of times when I come to these places, I walk away empty-handed. Whereas when I go to a place like Artbox, the prices are marked and things are a little bit more spread out, so it doesn't feel as overwhelming to me. So in this area, they had a lot more goods for preschool. So when you send your kid to preschool in Korea, there are a lot of special items that you need to prepare for them. Not quite as many as I needed to prepare in Japan, but there are special bags and things that the schools give out to the kids. And sometimes when there's a special occasion, the schools will give the kids like a little gift set. So I saw some of those gift sets here, and they also require you to have a special water bottle. Some schools allow you to bring your own, and others they provide it for you. So this looked like the type of place where all the preschools would get their things for the kids. Oh, and you also have to bring your own utensils, and the kids brush their teeth in school after lunch, so they have to bring their own toothbrush set. It looks like they also have some pencil cases and purses and crossbody bags over here. And those are the kinds of things that I've actually seen at the shopping mall. So sometimes you go to the department stores and they have the kids section, and I've seen those bags there. So there's a lot of character merchandise down here. I don't know if you guys noticed there's Hello Kitty and Rilakuma, and I've also seen some Sumiko Gurashi things, and oh, I got this Disney plate. I have 2 of these pink ones and I used it for my kids. It was actually so nice, but the only thing is it was a melamine plate, so I couldn't put it in the dishwasher, which I didn't really like, but I used that for a very long time. Yeah, so much character merchandise, and I don't know if it was licensed or not, but it looked very authentic to me, so I don't know how that works. If it was just a very good copy or if they were actually selling licensed merchandise. I probably should have looked at it more closely, because if it's licensed, it'll have a little copyright symbol on the back of the box, but I don't think I picked up anything to look that closely. So yeah, this place is so much fun and just so packed with goodies. I don't think I was able to look at everything, but let me know in the comments if you guys have been here and if you know of another good stationery store in the Dongdaemun area. So I'm gonna go to a couple of other stores. This is a toy store which has a lot of toys, and oh, these money bags are so cute. They would make really great favor bags. I think this store must have had a lot of wrapping paper and gift wrap type items. So this looks like another small stationery store. A lot of them have their stickers out here, out exposed to the elements, and a lot of times I wanted to buy them, but they were, it just felt like intimidating to go pick up a pack of stickers and walk into the store. I felt like I was going to get the same price as Artbox. But anyway, this is another stationery store which has a lot less cute stuff, but it seemed to have a lot of, you know, office supply type things in bulk. These are also things that you can find at places like Artbox and Morning Glory and the Alpha store. I think those are the 3 main stationery stores in Korea that I like. And then over here, I think this is all origami paper and maybe some of that, the star paper. Have you guys ever made those little paper stars? And more, oh, this looks like colored raffia. So just such a fun, junky place. Just random stuff like beads, eyeballs, bells, just stashed in every corner. So I don't know how people keep track of this stuff. So if you leave that area, there's like a aquarium wholesale market adjacent to the stationery store. But anyway, okay, so this is my little haul. I have these whiteout tapes that I got from that stationery store. Don't know who this little character is. It looks like banana milk and candy. And then I got a bunch of these Sumiko Gurashi notebooks, which I still have a couple of. And I also got a bunch of other notebooks, but I think my kids have already used them. So this is all I have left of my Dongdaemun stationery haul. And then I got a clipboard. Actually, my kids and I each got a clipboard. And it's just a cardboard thing. It was really cheap, I think. I can't remember how much it was, but that's all I have for my my haul. I think we used most of the items, and I can't really remember what else I got from there, but yeah, I don't really get a lot when I go to these types of wholesale places. I feel intimidated, but I think it's really fun to look, and I thought you guys might be interested in checking it out. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments what you would like to see more of. And as always, I want to give a big thank you and shout out to my Patreons and channel members. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.